Okay, guys, we are back with the crucial digital marketing questions and answers for enlightened subject matter experts. This whole series is all about asking and answering those questions that are in the back of your mind that you know have to be answered in order for you to move forward confidently. And today, the conversation we're having with setting things up for you as a subject matter expert is identifying what the number one secret is to attracting more revenue as a subject matter expert, right? And how to get started with that. So give you a step back, you know, in a different Q&A session, I'll speak more to the idea of what a subject matter expert is, but let me just kind of give you a rough definition. When we're talking about subject matter experts, we are talking about someone who has specialized knowledge on a particular subject, and specifically as it relates, especially in the online world or whatever it is that you offer, you have to have enough experience, right? That's the word expert sort of, right? Is a derivative that shoots off of the word experience, right? Um, so if you have experience on a particular subject matter and you are able to produce a specific result for a client or a customer, right? You can legitimately consider yourself a subject matter expert, right? So on that subject matter that matters to that client, you want to know enough about it, and not just know enough about it, but know enough about it to produce a specific result, right? So if that's you, great. Now, the next thing is, what is the secret to attracting more revenue as someone who can do that for people? Does that make sense now? Right? So that means you have enough knowledge about a subject matter, you have enough experience about that subject matter, enough to be able to produce a result, right? Or to get someone from point A to point B, right? And getting to point B could be the result for them, or getting to point C could be the result that they're willing to compensate you for. So now the secret to attracting more revenue as someone who can do that, it really comes down to one thing, one primary thing that I've discovered from working with people and clients who are high performing subject matter experts. And I'm going to show you how to get started with implementing that for yourself. All right. So as always, as I have done so far, this exercise is going to take us to the drawing board, right? Of discovering what this number one secret is. And it really begins with one simple word. Let me pull up my drawing board to be able to paint the picture for you, or draw and paint the picture for you a little bit with this, what this number one secret is, right? As a subject matter expert, it really comes down to one word, and that word is that's the word. That number one secret to be able to attracting more revenue as a subject matter expert comes down to this very word, okay? Imagination. Do you have an imagination? As a subject matter expert, do you have an imagination? And if you're rolling your eyes, you're probably one of those subject matter experts that is either stuck or resigned or cynical and can't see a way out, and you've given up, right? And so, but if you're thinking to yourself, okay, didn't really see that coming, let's hear more about this, then I want you to stick around, and I'm going to map out and show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this idea of being a subject matter expert with imagination. See, as a subject matter expert, you have so many things you can do on any day, right, to make yourself attractive, right, to make yourself, put yourself in a position of revenue. So I'll give you some illustrations of what I'm referring to, okay? So for example, as a subject matter expert, you have the option of being able to create a physical book, right? And that book could even be digital, right? It could be an ebook, okay? As a subject matter expert, okay, you also have the option of being able to create, give me one second here, of being able to create resources, right? In the form of, or I should say trainings, right? Because which is a resource, right? You can create training. Now this training could be, of course, in the form of a webinar, right? Which is a little visual. It could be in the form of an audio training, right? If that's the format that some of your training can take. It can be in the form of a manual, right? Or a PDF that someone can download, okay? You have audio training, you have a manual training, okay? You can have, watch this, of course, even though, you know, COVID kind of gives us a little bit of challenge with this, you can do, and then, you know, when I talk about this webinar, let me just kind of open our imagination with this, right? So you can do a masterclass, right, with your webinar, okay? Physically, when the time comes, you can do a weekend seminar, right? However many days, 1 day, 2 day, right? You can do a retreat, right? Again, pending the situation. If you're, you know, if even now, right? If everyone's kind of tested, you can have a destination retreat, right? Which could be a high revenue generating opportunity. Okay. Okay. So now this is it. Now let's not forget, depending again on who you are and where you're headed, you can of course show up at a place. You can, you know, charge a speaker fee, right? For, you know, a virtual event or in-person event. Of course, if you're a subject matter expert, you can be a coach, right? You can just straight coach. Okay. You can do one-on-one. Make it easier to spot that. Or group, which is a little bit more lucrative, okay? And easy to leverage, right? All right, so group coaching definitely gets more my vote. Unless you're charging a high premium for one-on-one coaching, you are that's a formula for burnout. But group coaching is the way to go, right? If you ask some of the top performing subject matter experts, okay? Okay, so now I've just given you 1, 2. I mean, and of course, with webinars, you can have in what are called, you know, you could do a conference, you could do an intensive. I mean, you name it. You could do a boot camp. I mean, let me just spell it out, right? Right? You can do a boot camp. Oops. Right? And you'll see people do what are called challenges, right? You see people doing that all the time. You know, they'll do a 30-day challenge. Okay, all that cool stuff. So now let me ask you a question, right? And I'm going to keep this brief just for now, right? Because we could go on about where all these roads lead. Okay. So let me ask you a question. If somebody wanted access to you to be able to provide or deliver on all of this, right? What would it be worth to you, right? Let me make it a little bit more obvious, okay? So what is all of this, right? Okay. So a little question mark here, okay? Part of my scribble scrabble. All right, so what is all of this worth, right? If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna deliver on this, what is it worth? What can you charge based on whoever your target audience is? What are they willing to pay for it? And again, based on the information that you're sharing and the significance and the relevance of it and the urgency of it, you can charge top dollar, right, for the content. And then of course you could do these live initially and then have them recorded where they can be automated, right? So someone can actually watch and participate in an automated version of your boot camp, right? Packaged for a certain amount, right? For just immediate consumption. Now watch this. You could even have some of this content. Let me see if the square fits around this. You can have some of this content. Okay, let me just kind of go this far here. All right. And even if you do have the retreat, right? Even former retreats, some of it can be hidden. I mean, some of it can be, participated in later, right? With a promise for access to a retreat and a weekend seminar. But let's say you packaged all of this and you charged a premium, right? For visual, for someone to be able to go and see it on a site, right? They can watch a module 1, they can watch module 2, right? They can watch module 3 of whatever it is, the boot camp, the masterclass, the intensive. They can download the ebook, they get the audio trainings, they get the manuals, and then they get like a complimentary ticket or a certain amount off to participate in an upcoming weekend seminar whenever the time arrives, right? All of that combined is a ticket to being able to create your revenue on your terms. Okay? And you go on about this. So for anyone who originally, maybe you rolled your eyes and you're still around, and or your eyebrows got high for a moment and you thought, whoa, what? Imagination, yeah. I mean, and I'm only highlighting some of this stuff because this is all commonplace for the top performers. The top performing subject matter experts have figured out that everything that they do can be packaged in a way that then gives someone access, right, for immediate consumption access where they can just pay for each of one of these, which is referred to as splintering, or they can give you access to it in a way where you're paying monthly to access it, right? If they are going to update it, right? Paying top dollar for monthly access, right? And I haven't even mentioned about masterminds that are about $25,000 a piece, depending again on your subject matter expertise, your level of confidence and comfort with what you do and how you do it and how exclusive you want it to be, right? So you got the monthly route, you got the mastermind, which could be an annual revenue piece. And again, not to mention, if you want to start on a small scale, yeah, of course, you got your one-on-one, you got your group coaching, but you can make, handsomely price that. You getting this? You getting a good idea of what is this headed, right? So without killing it and getting too crazy about this, I just wanted to share this with you because this is what is missing, okay? This imagination, whatever you can think of, whatever you can dream up that you can offer as a subject matter expert is possible to do, is possible to package, right? And then everything else between here and getting it into people's hands is, the marketing component, right? Which is its own, beast in and of itself. But for starters, if this is excellent and well put together, you are in a beautiful situation. And or if you can do this, right? Man, you know what? I have trainings. I can put up trainings. I can create a webinar right now. Just so we're clear, there's a science and an art to actually doing some of this stuff, right? So I'm sharing it with you, right? To give you an idea of what's possible, but to be able to do it well, to do it right in a way that it converts so that people don't just watch a webinar and go, wow, that was amazing, and not convert and decide to do business with you, right? You want to have a webinar that converts, right? Otherwise, no one's going to compensate you for it. So to be able to do that requires some help. So, but minimally, imagination is where it all begins. What can you think of? What is it that's not even on here that you've been dreaming of sharing with people or doing, right? It could be, of course, live trainings. Hey, watch me from home, prepare meals that are, you know, keto conscious. I don't know, like whatever it is that you want to do, there is a way. And then, of course, charge for access, right? You can do it for free for those who are able to attend live, and then record it, package it, do some editing, you know, of course, label certain aspects of what you're doing, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's that. So getting back to the drawing board. So you just saw the drawing board, right? And look, all that stuff that I just shared with you is scary. It is scary when you're starting out. It is even scary when you're in the intermediate level, okay? Because there are a lot of moving parts to be able to assembling and making all those things work for you, right? And like I mentioned, having it be marketable and easy to consume and have people convert. So what now, right? Now that you know all that, now that you know that, yep, you can Google search, yep, you can search YouTube, yep, you can do all kinds of things. Ask your friends, family, relatives, whoever it is that you want to run your ideas off of. But when it's all said and done, we got to take some action, right? We've got to do something about this. So the question is like, what now? Well, part of, you know, these crucial questions, part of what initiated it was when I started, I had similar questions. I had similar ideas, but I didn't know how to bring them to life, right? I needed some guidance. I needed some support. And the big question is, do you need a little help? For you and wherever you are on the whole spectrum of all of that, right? Do you need help with the webinar piece? Do you need help with the PDFs or creating the manuals? Do you need help with setting up the website where the people that you are committed to supporting can come and register and create an account and, you know, consume your content for whatever rate or fee you want to charge for access? Like, which part of this do you need some help with, right? I think we all can use a little bit of help, unless you're in sort of the 7-figure category. All right, you know, that's a different dimension, right? But I personally know people who are in the 7-figure category and they need a little help, right? And they've reached out and said, hey, I need some assistance with this part, right? So everybody needs help. We all need help, okay? So if you need help, and depending on how urgent it is, I'm going to invite you to schedule an Invincible Consultant Strategy session to identify where it is that you need help on the whole spectrum of all of this, right? Maybe you already have some things in place, but you want to take things to the next level. Maybe you want to create that mastermind and really package that and have that be something that's another dimension of your offer. I mean, it'll vary, but ultimately it begins with having a conversation to look at what's going on, what you need, and how we can get you to where you need to go, okay? So that's it for this week's Crucial Digital Marketing Questions and Answers for enlightened subject matter experts. I do believe that there is a collective of subject matter experts who have that special sauce, that special wisdom, whatever it is that they know they want to offer people, and they have these questions. And sometimes they're a little bit shy about asking them or reaching out. And I want you to feel comfortable with getting the help that you need, because the world needs what you have to offer. It needs your insight. It needs your wisdom. It needs your understanding of a subject matter. It needs you to shed light on things for people, right? For them to grow and to thrive and to expand. And so let's do this together. I'm here to support you, and I look forward to seeing you in some of the upcoming question and answers. If you're able to attend live, and or of course, if you're able to watch this recorded version, I celebrate you watching, and share this as well to anyone who would benefit from hearing this information or getting some perspective. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in the upcoming videos.